So far we are sending only the hard-coded static data, these two employee. To get the data, first we need to get the connection string. So let's create one variable, private read-only variable, employee DB context. Now create the constructor, public employee controller, and then the DB context we get here, and we assign that one to our private variable. In fact, we can give here like just a check for not found, like for any exception argument null exception, this will throw the error. So we got the DB connection using this DB context. We do not need these things now. We can just remove these, and instead we can create an employee list. But this time we use our DB context dot employees dot to list. So this is the data, and we will send this. Now let's start the server. .NET. Okay, it is running. Let's try to trigger this from our browser. Okay, we are getting the empty array. So that means it is working because in our table we do not have any data in the employees table now. Right? So let's do one thing. Let's create one HTTP post endpoint to save the data. So we will create one HTTP post endpoint. Let's name it create add employee, which is fine. Let's remove everything. We'll add this one by one ourselves. Instead, I can copy this. Okay. So what we have here, we have the function created, and in that function, what we will do is we will take take the payload here. So let's make it payload. What will be the type? Employee DTO. No, it will be employee create DTO. Right? We do not have that one. So let's create that. You can paste save this one here. So this line. So go to the model DTOs like this. So we are creating one more class. Name it employee add DTO. Because why we need to create this one? Because of the ID. We do not need the ID here, which is present in our employee DTO, this one. Let's put everything inside the add DTO and remove this ID. Still, we need something. Name is a required field. We can give error message, name is required. Fine, and let's give it a max length is, let's say, 100. Or we have a message here also. Let's take that one. Similar way, we can do for position also max length 50, and for salary this is not this is also required field, but let's keep it like this. And for this warning we can do string dot empty, and same goes for this also. Fine. We are going to use this add detail. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create the object of the type of that employee. So where emp is equal to new employee, right? And what will give name as payload dot name. Position is everything from this payload. So once we have this data, this employee, what we can do in our DB context, we can have that one that like add, and then we will save this one. So we will say div context dot save changes, and once it is done, what we are going to do, we can redirect this to the our get employee so that we can return this data to our response. We are returning to the get employee one, which is the get one, and we are sending the ID, which is recently created, last created ID, and the employee object, this one. Let's save this and let's fix the issue first. Should be good. Let's start our terminal. Go to terminal, restart the server. Let's check everything is okay with the gate one. No data still. Let's go to our postman, create a new endpoint. Let's copy this endpoint. This will be post one in this case. Post audio will be raw, and we'll send the JSON data. Let's create the JSON data. It will be name, whatever it is. Try to save this. Let's see. Are we getting a response back? But we can see the output here. It's insert into the employee table. And the status code is 201 created. Try to get the data. Okay, we see we have this one created here. So we are good. Let's say sham. Here is the body. Send and see this is the response from the API. So we should see here two response. This is the one. Now let's create the delete also at the same time. So it will be HTTP delete, and we'll get the pass the ID also. Here we'll write the function public delete employee I action result ID, and we'll write the function here. It's already there, so we are getting the employee by using the ID, and if it is null, we are sending that employee not found. If it is found, then we will use the remove of entity framework and then save changes, and in this case we are not sending any returned output. Let's save this and restart our server like this. Now let's change these to GUID and try this one again. Make sure we still have that record which we are trying to delete. Okay. Now this is deleted. We are not getting any content in return. So this should be good. As you can see here, delete from employee where employee ID is parameterized then 1. Let's get this one in the get endpoint. We are seeing only 1. So this is fine. Copy and try to delete that and that remaining employee also. This is also deleted. Now refresh this. We should see empty data. Now we have the validation messages in place. For name, this is a required field, and we have this required message. For position also, this is required, and for more than 50 characters, we show the message that position cannot exceed 50 characters. Let's see this in action. So currently in the payload, we have not given anything for name and position. If we try to send, we see that name is required message is coming here. If we pass the name and try to hit the send button, position is required we are getting, right? So now try to give something for the position field and give more character than 50. Now try to send. We should get the message position cannot exceed the more character. So this seems correctly working. Now we can try to give the correct data and we are getting this saved in our database. You see, this is the one. So we are good here also. Next video, we will try to use the repository pattern and we'll use the mapper method.